There's something about MJC, and I'm not sure I can point out if it's some honesty, some maybe bravery. People are allow themselves to speak about difficult issues that maybe don't do in other places. They address sometimes elephants in the room, like for example the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, that in other interfaith frameworks they completely avoid that subject.
I first joined MJC in 2011, and that was outside Kiev, Ukraine. And I attended the first conference, and it was magical. Within a month, I was on board on MJC, and I haven't left since.
I didn't expect to have meaningful encounters and conversations with very like-minded individuals, because I think what I expected were people to be beginners, but all the people here, they're all professionals in the industries, and they're all doing something. They're all very active in interfaith or some sort of project, and I think that's kind of overwhelmed me. It's fulfilled my expectations. If anything, it's gone beyond. Yeah, I've met very inspirational individuals here. It's been quite nice.
With your participation at the Muslim Jewish Conference 2018, you have pushed the number of participants and team, the number of people who came to the Muslim Jewish Conference, to more than 1,000 people to go through this experience.
So this year, 2018, we have done a pretty different format as compared to previous years. Previous years, we have gathered people who, most of them didn't have any interfaith experience before. Muslims who never engage with Jews, and Jews who never or rarely engage with Muslims. And we put them into dialogue on different topics. And the main goal of those MJCs previously were to really establish those connections and give a taste for dialogue to the participants. This year, we are focusing not just on dialogue, but really on action. What's special also about this MJC is that it's not just MJC, it is also a partnership with Connecting Action, which was originally an initiative that was sparked by the Muslim Jewish Conference. Basically with the idea to, again, connect various initiatives doing interfaith dialogue or cooperation.
I think there's more room for grassroots projects or initiatives that can arise from the interaction between the participants of the conference this year. We approach the participants as experts and adults in this field, in this world, and we hold the space for them to bring themselves forward.
One of the things that's really great about the conference is you meet all these people doing different projects all over the world, but also always sort of with young people from different faiths and beliefs.
I started a Muslim-Jewish storytelling series in New York City.
My project called Bridging, I create together with a Palestinian architect from Gaza, whom I cannot meet in person. We work only online because they cannot leave Gaza and I cannot go in.
The project is called Interfaith Tour. To realize that world tour, we are 4 youngsters of different beliefs. I am Jew, there is a Muslim, a Catholic, and a girl who is agnostic.
The past 6 years of my life have been social entrepreneur, starting up nonprofits and startup companies.
We started working to make the children back to school after they left the schools because the war in the west of Sudan.
I deliver interfaith dialogue programs in schools and youth groups with faith leaders and the local authorities.
I'm one of the founders of Midburn, the Israeli Burning Man event.
I live in the city of Unkel, Germany, where I am the managing director of an NGO, the Integration Workshop, focused on refugee integration.
I'm part of an organization called Coexist in France, and So it's interfaith youth movements.
I have a first undergraduate degree in peace and conflict studies, and with that degree I did a little bit of development work internationally, and I worked with nonprofits in North America.
Seeing all these people who are doing so much on top of their jobs, their family life, their studies, really just makes me feel the responsibility to get more involved, and also like give me strength. It's like it's a positive energy coming from this room of all these people just like sharing their ideas, sharing what they're doing and all they're achieving.
A lot of people are coming with project ideas, and some people have those projects already running and others are just starting to launch their projects. Just in the morning today we did an activity where we wrote on the top of a sheet of paper what it is that we need for our project on a personal level or a professional level, and then we circulated the paper to the rest of the participants for track 1, and every single participant wrote down an answer saying this is a resource that you could use, this is something you could learn more about, and I found that activity to be extremely useful.
We can build peace with interfaith. This is possible, and this is done in many countries around the world, and so that also the youth is empowered. And I think this is the goal, and this is why I'm here today. And also meeting people, because that's important.
برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.
When we start the Juma prayer today, I feel we are just human beings. We are not divided to religions or divided to ethnics or divided to anything. We are just human. We are just brothers and sisters staying in one room and sharing the same thing. It is amazing thing to practice, and really it is nice time to me.
I grew up in a form of Judaism that I felt was really open and welcoming, and in Europe I have met a much harder, more closed version of Judaism with which I do not feel at home, and with which I am combative with it, and it is combative with me. It is actually at the MJC where I have met European Jews who are still interested in interfaith dialogue, and who are still interested in interfaith friendship, and who are still interested in an open, peaceful world.
As a way of receiving the Shabbat in a happy and meaningful way.
In 2013, Muslim-Jewish Conference held its meeting in Sarajevo in Bosnia-Herzegovina. One of the participants was a young man from Yemen. He had courageously returned home with the intent of becoming, of sharing the education, the experience that he had at Muslim-Jewish Conference. It was not widely received, well received in his country, and he started to receive some threats, and unfortunately those threats coincided with the breakout of the war that started in late 2014 and really exploded in early 2015. And he was confronted with a situation where he didn't know how to get out of a particular area, a city, which was becoming quickly a pretty intense war zone. And he reached out to a number of people that he'd met through interfaith conferences, and in particular members of the MJC community sprung into action and turned over every stone and were ultimately successful in orchestrating an evacuation for him from Yemen, and we brought him to the United States, where he's continued his work as an activist. And it's just one example. Maybe it's a shining example, but it's just one example of the types of people who come to Muslim-Jewish Conference, what their commitment is to the cause of promoting peaceful understanding and cooperation, and the lengths to which people within this community are willing to go to look out for each other.
Factoring in that heart-to-heart connection, understanding what community really is, understanding what are the traumas and the emotions behind all of the problems that the MJC faces. You have to talk about them, and you have to connect to the people with you. And you can't just dictate, this is how to set up a local chapter. This is how to set up a project. I've done this before. This is how you do it. You have to do a lot more listening, a lot more heart-to-heart to connection, a lot more believing in authenticity, and believing in the authenticity of the person and the authenticity of yourself, and allowing for more active listening. And I never expected myself to say something that was so emotionally connected at a conference where I have had only experience with action items and tactics and regional strategy and data and statistics, and all of a sudden now I'm saying something much more connected to the heart and to the soul. And I'm realizing that is a crucial part of myself and life, and how to solve conflicts.
Of course, other than the human connection, which is not obvious, but you feel it all the time in every room, in every step that you do here, I was really happy to realize how much I've learned professionally and how much that conference actually helped me to develop myself and my project. And I've heard also from many other people that it was like 2 years of university, and they developed so much their pitch and their project, their ideas. So I think it was also a very good incubator for taking the next step forward.
I would recommend anyone to join the MJC, not only because you get to learn about the other faith, but you also get to learn so much about your own. This is bringing together not only Muslims and Jews, but so many varieties of Muslims and so many varieties of Jews. And I also believe that there's not really a way of learning about ourselves without learning about some other group.
I'd say it's if you see an opportunity like the MJC or any other interfaith opportunities that come up, I'd say take advantage of it and participate, because they're doing wonderful work, and I encourage people to participate in these kind of initiatives to contribute to a better society, because I think what we are learning here is trying to build trust and build stronger relationships between people from diverse backgrounds, and that's really important right now, considering we live in a very multicultural and a global society.